Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and quite a few people have asked me to cover the Marc Lobsterliner video he did the other day. I'm going to ignore the history I have with Marc in general, and I'm just going to try to be objective with this because a lot of people want to know, what do I think of what he said he's currently taking? Do I think it's reasonable? Do I think he's lying? And let me break this down. I went to watch it objectively, and we do know, and a lot of guys say they're just on TRT. That is oftentimes meant as a cover. It's a way of someone to admit they're not natty while not admitting to do anything illegal. Because if you're on TRT and you got a prescription, you're legal, you're good to go, you're not going to get in any legal trouble. It's kind of a way that a lot of guys admit those things so that they can't get in trouble, because if they do have a prescription for TRT, they're not admitting to anything illegal, but they're admitting that they're taking something, and they might actually, and oftentimes are taking quite a bit more than what they actually claim. They're taking more than what's on their prescription, but having the prescription lets them legally possess certain things. So it's not always that straightforward. Now, Marc said that he was within the normally prescribed range. He uses a doctor, he named his doctor, who works with a lot of retired athletes. And he said that the range is oftentimes prescribed is between 50 and 200 milligrams of test and between 1 and 2 units of growth hormone every day. So assuming that he's being honest, that is around 200 milligrams of testosterone per week, which is going to put most guys a little bit above the normal range, and 2 units of pharmaceutical grade American FDA grade growth hormone. Now, that growth hormone is really where the magic happens, because I have a friend, I know someone who uses about 250 test and a low dose of growth hormone, and the guy is jacked, visible abs year round, deadlifts well over 600 pounds. I think a guy deadlifts around 700 pounds. That's the kind of stack he runs. It's pretty conservative, but there's that synergy between the test and the growth hormone. And I've already established with you guys with research that TRT doses of testosterone do produce more muscle gains than producing your own testosterone naturally. It's just a little bit of an edge. You start throwing in the growth hormone in there, there's synergy, and a lot of guys will say, well, I didn't see much out of growth hormone. Well, you were using cheap Chinese generics. You start talking about 2 units of legitimate FDA grade growth hormone with a low dose of testosterone. The muscle building is actually pretty pronounced. It's a very, very solid recompositioning effect. It's not going to be as much as these guys who are blasting a ton of gear, but it gets pretty reasonable results, and it can be done legally with prescriptions, and that's kind of the whole point there. Obviously, Marc has probably used a lot more than this in the past, but this is a pretty reasonable cruise. He's also a lot smaller than he has been at certain points. He's not the biggest we've ever seen him. So a cruise like this, he would definitely be able to make a little bit of gains on it. He'll probably recomposition from this a little bit, get a little bigger, get a little stronger. I don't think it's unreasonable to think that that's what he could legitimately be on right now. So there you have it, guys. That's my take on it.